What up, fam? What up, family? Welcome back to my channel. This time around, we have Paul Simon with Late in the Evening. This is from his 5th studio album, which came out in 1980, One Trick Pony. I wonder why he named it that. Seriously, that wasn't even a joke. I really wonder why he named it that. Y'all know Paul Simon is a staple on this channel. I love his writing. I love his writing and his unique instrumentations, and he just knows how to write songs. So if y'all want to see more of Paul Simon on this channel, please tell me what's next in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like the video, leave a comment, let me know that you were here. I do appreciate it. All right, and of course I got the lyrics. You gotta have the lyrics, man. Let's go ahead and listen. This the intro track to the album too. I like that. That got a little swing to it.
First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed. Couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2. And I remember there was a radio coming from the room next door. And my mother laughed the way some ladies do. When it's late in the evening and the music seeping through. The next thing I remember, I'm walking down the street. I'm feeling alright. I'm with my boys, I'm with my troops, yeah. And down along the avenue, some guys were shooting pool, and I heard the sound of a cappella groups, yeah. Singing late in the evening, and all the girls out on the stoops, yeah. Then I learned to play some lead guitar. I was underage in this funky bar, and I stepped outside and smoked myself a J. And when I come back to the room, everybody just seemed to move, and I turned my amp up loud and I began to play. And it was late in the evening, and I blew that room away.
What a that you got like a little
First thing I remember when you came into my life, I said I'm gonna get that girl no matter what I do. Well, I guess I've been in love before. Once or twice I've been on the floor, but I never loved no one the way that I love you. And it was late in the evening, and all the music seeping through.
Man, this is why I say Paul Simon is different and he's on a different level, and I admire his creativity. Remember when I put up that poll on pause that said who's better, Paul Simon or Bob Dylan? Most people chose Bob Dylan as the better, right, because of the writing part. But creatively, and this is not to compare the two. I don't want to compare the two. I just brought that up to why I even did that. I only put that up there because somebody else had raised the point. That's why I had put that up there initially. But creatively, I love what Bob Dylan do. I love it. I love the folk. I love the story. But creatively, for me, man, Paul Simon is just different. Here's why Paul Simon is different. I feel like Paul Simon, like this song, right? At first, when I was listening to it, I'm like, all right, this is kind of like a African drums. And then I listen close, I'm like, no, this is more like Caribbean. If it's not Caribbean, it's probably like Colombian type, Spanish type, a drum pattern. And then once the horn section kick in, I'm like, oh my God, this has a lot of Spanish influence. You could tell that his music is literally influenced by the world. Like, he does a lot of, and that's why I always say he made his, because you got to think he came from the same ilk as a Bob Dylan. When it was Simon and Garfunkel, they were doing more of like the folky stuff and all of that. And that's why I guess that's why I'm so impressed by him, because the shift when it came to his own personal music, it came more so, the inspiration I feel like comes from world music. I do feel like he does listen to different music because when I was looking at this list, the best albums to come out of the 70s. A lot of those albums were world music or just African drum music and a lot of that. So I guess that was very, very popular back then. A lot of people listen to that type of stuff like Sir Cootie and I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. But that was very big. And not only that, reggae was really popping, and And not just him, a lot of people drew influence from that. Even Canadian bands like Rush, bands like the Police. It was just such a melting pot of music, and it was just so much going on with music in the 70s and the late 60s, and I feel like Paul Simon soaked all that in, and then he used it to create something so crazily unique to him. When I hear these sounds, I think of Paul Simon, and it's so dope, and they're always so unorthodox. It's not, when I say unorthodox, it's not, I would hear the beat, I wouldn't imagine someone singing to it is the way that he does. It's the unique part. And this song is so fucking fire. The instrumentation, in the way that he sings to it. And I love, like, what he does too that's interesting with his delivery? Like, he doesn't do line by line. Sometimes he'll do two lines. He kind of, rappers do that a lot. I don't see singers do that too much. Like he said, like let's say, this is just an example. I'm with my boys, I'm with my troops, yeah, and down the scene in the avenue, some guys were shooting pool. That's 3 lines, but he doesn't stop. He just says that whole thing, and it ends with pool, and then he'll do the same thing again. I heard the sound of a cappella groups, yeah, singing late in the evening, and all the girls out on the stoops. You feel me? Like, the lines kind of run on. It's like run-on sentences, and it's dope when he does that, because not too many people write like that. I don't know. Me as a writer myself, like, I see different patterns. I see rhyme patterns. I see schemes. I see different, ways to deliver a song. And Paul Simon, I feel like Paul Simon, if you love music, you should study him. And it's crazy because 3 years ago, I was like, who the fuck is Paul Simon? Anyways, man. Yo, playlist, definitely. Y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Also, let me know what's next from Paul Simon, and I got you, right? If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know that you were here. I do appreciate it, and I will see y'all in the next one. And guess what? You better be there. Peace.